Why wasn't my camera on? I made a video over a year ago, and if I do say so myself, it was really good. And I do say so. The problem was I failed to turn on my video camera that takes the headshot, the portrait shot of me talking to you, like you can see right now. Now, I realize this is the most pleasant part of my videos for you. So I've got a whole great recording of a video that doesn't include the best part, me. Now, there's another reason why that's not so good. Anytime that you're doing how-to training videos, showing someone how to do something, believe it or not, it really helps to have the face of someone talking. That's why you always see that. So it was a big mistake that I just failed to flip on that camera or whatever I did, but I have a whole video. I have had it in my to-do list for about a year or more. You'll see a reference probably late 2024. And I just have been sitting on this thinking, I need to re-record this, but man, who wants to re-record something that's already pretty good? And I tried to think of ways throughout the whole year. Maybe I can act like I'm talking, saying the words, but I'm not. You guys will see through that. That's not going to work. And someone asked the other day this very question that many of you have asked, and that is, should all my pictures be perfect? And really, believe it or not, the bottom answer is no way should they be perfect. This video shows you why. I've probably over the last year been asked this question 6 or 7 times. I need to just show it to you. So keep in mind, you won't get to see my handsome, rugged face throughout this video, but you'll hear my incredibly bass baritone voice. And that's just like being here. But the material's really good. Why should all your pictures not be perfect? Oh, there's a very good reason for that. Now, when it comes to eBay, the very good reason for something is usually you make more money. So that's what I'm going to explain. Also, why acronyms sometimes are okay, even when your buyer has no idea what you're doing. So stay tuned. Here we go. Grab your iced coffee and let's rock. Recently, someone in our group pointed out one of my listings and asked if I had an error or am I not practicing what I preach? And I appreciate that. 25 years of selling experience, I know a lot about eBay, about how to maximize your sales, but I may say something, just mess it up. I was telling you to do something, it sounds like, when I meant to say, do not do that. And you just get on these videos and you start recording and hopefully it's accurate. I listen and watch them carefully before I upload to YouTube, but errors slip in. So always keep me honest. They ran across this Christmas ornament listing, a Hallmark listing, 6 Christmas tree ornaments in their original box or vintage, and they asked a couple of very good questions. I mentioned 2 things about this listing I need to mention to you. First of all, I say never use acronyms. Do you know what an acronym is? A 3-letter abbreviation. Actually, not limited to 3, but often 3 letters. IBM is an acronym to International Business Machines. We use them all the time. I don't use them in titles. Generally, not all buyers know what you're talking. The letters NIB are often used by eBay sellers. Now that stands for new in box, but a lot of buyers don't know what it means. Just put new in the title. Don't put the word new anywhere but on the far right. That's where your least important keywords go. Put the word new there. Of course, your condition is going to have new, but don't use abbreviations. Just put box. That'll let the buyer know that it comes with a box. And then your condition says new. That's all you need. Now here I used a 3-letter abbreviation, an acronym, VTG. You probably can figure that out if you never have seen it before. Vintage. It's a standard abbreviation for vintage. Do I think you should ever use it in an eBay title? No, never, ever, ever, ever. Don't do that. But I did it. Now these are ornaments from about 30 years ago, something like that, in the 90s. Anything over 20 years old is vintage. I like to put vintage in the title because people look for vintage Christmas tree ornaments or whatever, but I don't like putting VTG, and I don't suggest that you do that. Why did I do it? It is because I have a fantastic title, if I say so myself. These are 6 ornaments with Santa doing all sorts of sports things, playing baseball, golf, basketball, football, the real football, not the football like all those non-Americans play. You know who you are. No, this is football. He's just doing all this sports stuff. Generally, Hallmark items aren't great. Generally, there are exceptions. If you're at a sale, garage sale, yard sale, church sale, estate sale, and there are lots of Hallmark ornaments and a lot of other good things, I suggest you just go to the other items. I don't suggest you comp the Hallmark stuff. At $25, basically $24.77 for 6 ornaments, they're definitely not worth your time to list individually. Sure, someone may have all 6 but one of them and really want that one. I'm not going to list an item for $5. That's all it's worth. So I've had to put 6. So that's just the first thing you need to kind of keep aware. Hallmark and Avon products and Boyd's Bears generally aren't great. There are major exceptions. Generally, they're not worth it. I'm selling this on consignment for a friend, which makes it even less worth my time. But this friend gives me incredibly expensive stuff to sell. This $25, I would have listed these if we happened to have them. I would not have sourced them. If they were a quarter a piece, I wouldn't have. But the guy in our group said, what's with VTG? Why don't you say vintage? It's because I have a fantastic title. Hallmark. Start with the brand. Keepsake. These are keepsake ornaments. Collectors look for these. Hallmark collectors. 6. Put the quantity. Let the title show there are 6 of these. Christmas tree ornaments. I like the word Christmas in the title of anything that's Christmas related. A lot of people just say ornaments. I want Christmas ornaments, and a lot of buyers search for Christmas tree ornaments, Christmas tree Santa, Christmas tree lights. I do put tree anytime I have ornaments, if there's any room whatsoever. I think it's good to say Christmas tree ornaments. I think you get better search results. Santa, I like to say Santa Claus if possible, but the Claus is pretty minor. Most people just search for Santa. Would you look for an ornament and say Santa Claus ornaments, or would you just say Santa ornament? Most will say Santa. But if there's room, I put Claus in there as well. Tennis, golf, ball, football, they're all very good keywords. Now, they're going to be getting people who might be looking for a football for Christmas, to give someone, golf, player, tennis player. So it's going to end up in searches for non-Christmas items. But these people will not mind, because a tennis person, if you're a lady that loves tennis, you're going to probably like a Christmas ornament that's got Santa playing tennis, right? I mean, that's just right up your alley. You're going to enjoy that. So I don't think we're keyword spamming. It's positive to say tennis, golf, ball, football. And I was left with only 4 characters remaining. Only 4. What do I put? I could put box, and that would take 3 of the 4, but it's boxes, and I don't know. I want people to know they're vintage, but I didn't have room for vintage. I truly had no room for anything here. 4 characters left over after football, space, and then 3 more. I typed BTG because some buyers know that means vintage. Most buyers may not, but most buyers won't even see that far to the right. It's just not something that is critical. Hardly any buyer, even those that know that BTG means vintage, hardly any buyer is going to search for the words BTG, and I'm aware of that. This is only for people looking at the full titles, probably on a computer, because on a cell phone you don't really see the full title, and they're going to this might catch their eye. I really couldn't think of anything better. Now that I'm thinking about it, box might have been better, but it's okay. That's the only reason I do something like this is, hey, I've got 3 letters left over. I just want to put something there because I like to use all 80 characters when possible. But that wasn't the big thing. The big thing was he wanted to know why I used a lifestyle picture. What is a lifestyle picture? The picture of your product being used or held or whatever, messed with. It's someone interacting, or it's your product sitting. If it's a KitchenAid mixer, it's sitting on the counter in a kitchen. Now on eBay, you're doing still photography, product photography, unless you're doing a video, which I did a video for you on this channel about putting videos in your listings. You're really going to be surprised by what you learn by that. You should watch that. I'm just saying, you're going to learn a lot about how to do the video the right way. I have a lot of what I call just product photography here. So let's just go down the list. There's one, white background as always. Now eBay will gray the white background a little bit, but this is a picture uploaded to eBay specifications with a white background, and all pictures are square. That's a requirement. All pictures are square. How many sellers do that? Most of them don't, okay? All your pictures should be square. I proved very early in this group that if you don't do that, a lot of cell phone buyers will not see a lot of your pictures. They just will see it and cut off. You don't want to do that. Then I've got other still photography pictures. There's one of Santa. There's the box that comes in. There's one of Santa playing basketball, and there's the box he comes in. Here's the basketball, get a close-up. Here's Santa playing golf. I wanted to show some of these, or all of these, are basically new. Now, this was the only one, so I didn't want to put new in the title or even say that the condition is new, but this one actually was. And so I wanted to show, when I took this out of the box, it's still in cellophane, and I described that, I think. But then I show the box, and then I show another Santa, and then I show the box tipping the scales. I know it kind of looks like a weird Santa, but he's weighing himself, trying to see how much he weighs. And here's the box, and then here he's in Kringle's gym working out. Here's the box, and then here he's playing tennis, and then what? This is kind of weird, okay? This isn't like a picture I would normally use. What's going on here? This is a lifestyle picture. I've told you several times when you're doing pictures, don't have clutter in your pictures. Just don't have stuff in the background. Well, there's clutter and stuff in the background here. Now let's continue on, but I'm coming back to this picture. Of course, I will point out, I did add white to either side. So this is a square photo. It looks not like it's a square, but I did do a square photo. You can see from the thumbnail over here, there is white, which eBay grays a little bit in the background. It's a square photo. It didn't start off as one. I had to convert it by adding white to either side to make it a square photo, so that no matter what size of cell phone a buyer is looking at, he or she will see this entire picture. All the rest of them are normal product photo. Why did I allow this into my listing? I'm allowing more of these of one of these in all of my listings or many of my listings. Why am I doing it? Two reasons. One, my wife is learning how to list and she's really helping out. We tried to get a lot of Christmas stuff up really fast. December 1st came and we thought, oh no, we have a lot of Christmas stuff. Christmas items sell year round. If I get an item from some estate sale the day after Christmas, I'm going to list it the day after Christmas if I get to it. I don't care. But if Christmas is just 25 days away, you need to try to get as many of your Christmas items as you can listed if you have any unlisted. And I had a few, and she started learning how to list. You'd think my wife would know how to list. She's an expert at wrapping and shipping and stuff like that. She's an expert at giving me her opinion, as most of you husbands will understand. But when it comes to listing, she's learning. And so what she does is she will write up a draft listing and do the best she can, and she's getting better and better every day. And she'll take one picture and add it to the draft so that whenever I go to drafts, I'll more easily be able to find the items that listing is listing. So this is my wife just taking really a picture for me so that I'll know what items go with this listing. I keep it because if you do too many good photos, white background, some people make all their backgrounds white. Don't take the time, only the first picture, but I have a lot, and so will you, of just product pictures. Now, most of these, it's pretty obvious that I have these, but sometimes we can list something and our pictures are so good, especially if you use a 3-light picture setup that I've told you to use. Sometimes our pictures are so good, buyers aren't convinced we really have the item to sell. We might be some drop shipper. We might be using stock photos. I've been accused of that before when I took every picture, because when your pictures are really good, buyers don't know if they're stock photos or not. Most of the time they don't really care. Sometimes they do. And for a buyer, especially of pre-owned items, they really want to make sure they're seeing what they are going to get. That's what our pictures are for. You can't feel it and touch it. You're not in a store, potential buyer, but I'm going to try to give you everything that you want to see, everything that you would look at if you were right here looking over this item to buy. And sometimes our pictures are so good, if we do everything right, it almost makes all look like stock photos. Sometimes jewelry will be that way. Sometimes shoes will be that way. They come across so good. I think shoes were the last item that I was asked this by a potential buyer. Hey, I'd like to see the actual shoes. Do your pictures include my shoes that I will get if I buy your shoes? Yes, they do. It's just my pictures. Now, these kind of look like, they're pictures that I took, even though they're not bad, close-ups and everything else. I mean, that's a great picture. That one could be a stock photo, maybe, if the buyer doesn't, it's not, but buyers want to know, what am I getting, especially when it's a used item. Therefore, I think you should put a lifestyle picture or two, if needed, in those types of listings. Now, this one doesn't really need it. These are obviously taken. These aren't stock photos that came from a Hallmark.com or anything like that. But a lifestyle photo is not a product photo or a product box photo. A lifestyle photo is someone with the actual item, someone holding it, it's on their table. It's obviously in a house. It's not some fancy studio that Hallmark hired in order to take a picture. It's this, not that one. It's this. I don't like that stuff in the background, but I'm also not going to mess with on this one lifestyle photo of editing that out. The picture is helpful for my wife and I, the way I am completing drafts that she creates. I'm doing all the other pictures, but I've been keeping one picture. You should consider something like this. Always make sure that at least one picture, and maybe several. I didn't need this for this listing because these are obviously not stock photos, but make sure one or two pictures are obvious, not some stock photo if you can. And in order to do that, I've been keeping her pictures in every listing. Now, if a buyer has any question, am I really getting exactly what I'm seeing? This buyer can say, oh yeah, I am. They're on that table. I hate this background stuff. The perfectionist in me really doesn't want this. But if I did a white background on this, what I call lifestyle photo, it wouldn't be a lifestyle photo. The buyer wouldn't know if it actually came from our house. Here, it probably did, right? I mean, probably. It's good to let buyers see what they're buying on a pre-owned product is actually what they're going to get. This is a comfort. If all these other pictures were just perfect, if all these pictures are perfect, which again, some of them are pretty good, although I'll tell you what bugs me. Can you guess what bugs me about this item? He's cute, clear colors and everything, little shadow, rather not have the shadow. I should have been more careful with the shadow. What bothers me is he's off center. I just hate things like this. And I can't believe I didn't fix it. But then I probably said 6 items, $25. I don't have time to fix every little flaw, for that amount. It'll sell. It's fine. But I like these now that she's taken these pictures. She's taken it right there at her computer. I just want to match the picture to the draft listing so that Greg will know what is what. And I've been keeping that for the very reason that it's kind of a lifestyle picture that buyers feel more comfortable seeing, knowing that, these are really what I'm going to get. And they can kind of compare the wear on the box. See this box right there? I don't know if you can see that, but there's obviously a little rub on the coloring on the edges, as there often is. And they can go to that box and see Let's see here. Is there wear? Well, now they can't see it very well up there, but there's a little wear. They can see, yeah, that's the box I'm getting. Good. I want to know what I'm getting. Don't hesitate to do one lifestyle picture, or if the majority of your pictures don't really look like they were taken by you, they might have been taken by a professional, you can get that good with a 3-light system. Most problems with eBay pictures are due to light. Your biggest enemy. Most people do not light their items enough or properly. They don't use a 3-point lighting system that you really need to get. So now you know why I put a 3-letter acronym in this list title, even though I say don't do that. And I put a picture that is just kind of messy, even though I say don't do that. These are exceptions that help prove the rule. Look how many of these pictures I have here. I mean, I've got picture after picture after picture. I don't know how many there are. Probably 18, 20, 21, 22 pictures in this listing. So the one that's buried towards the end, that's a lifestyle photo showing my buyer that it's a, this is really the item you're getting. That's a positive thing. It's not going to hurt anything. It doesn't make the buyer think, oh, he's just terribly messy. Why would I want to buy from we want to present this properly, but we also want to show you a picture that's more natural, more normal. And I think that's a good thing. If anything, it helps comfort your buyers. I want you to make a fortune on eBay, and I hope we can all do this together. You should probably listen to what I say. I know what I'm talking about. I have a ton of great ideas. I speak at reselling conferences across the country on eBay. I know what I'm talking about. I've had 25 years of experience. I have several eBay selling accounts. I don't really suggest you have several selling accounts, but stay with me. You're going to learn, as hundreds and hundreds have. But really, you get all of these videos. You don't have to watch every one of them, but watch the ones that apply to you, which will be a lot. It's going to improve your game, which means it's going to put more money in your bank. I would appreciate it if you would subscribe. And when you subscribe, you click the little ringing bell. Whenever you click subscribe, you'll see several options. That top option is the one that means you'll always be told whenever I do a new video that might help you sell more, might fix a problem. You'll also get other videos like mine that show you how to make more money by listing properly and doing things the way that eBay's algorithm makes you the most money. So subscribing to this channel helps you find other channels much more easily, and it encourages me. It tells YouTube people are paying attention to what this guy's saying, maybe move him up in the search a little bit higher and show him more to more people who he can help. And click like if you don't mind at the bottom of this video. But more importantly, if you have any question or comment whatsoever, if you disagree with me, please comment below. I answer every single, I don't care if I get 5,000 questions in a month. I answer every single question and comment, and that's important to me to hear from you to know if I'm wasting my time or your time. Thanks for watching.